Dirt Smart, tips and techniques for irrigation technicians, helping you save time and money. Pump Station PM cabinet checks. In this video, Ron DeLong of Eastern Irrigation and Pump Company gives us his insights of what he checks during a contracted preventative maintenance visit. Notice, information contained in this video shall in no way be construed that you or anyone on your staff is encouraged, authorized, or approved to carry out any action shown. The information discussed in this video is meant to be performed by qualified, professionally trained, experienced, in some cases licensed individuals. High voltage will kill you. You do not get a second chance. Topics discussed in this video: Tighten connections, incoming voltages, control voltage checks, pump voltage checks, phase monitor check, MEG motors, and reset contactors.
One of the other things that would be done would be to shut whenever's convenient for the course. If it's a rainy day, it's perfect. We're not going to run any water. You need to shut the power off in the panel. Check, make sure the power is completely off. Go through all connections. Tighten all connections. Check wires. Make sure, if there's corrosion, you want to remove the wire. You want to brush it off. And the connector, make sure it's in good shape. Put it all back together again. It's at least once a year we like to do that. All right, so I have this heat gun. Now, most of the time, randomly I'll go in and check, but I will, if we're having an issue, like if I did one of the pump tests and one of the readings was a lot different than the other one. Like you had 59 amps on the one leg, and on the other leg it was 80, something like that. That's when you get out your heat gun and maybe there's a loose connection. It's possible, or corrosion or anything like that, where it's not making really good contact. Sometimes you'll even see it where it'll be dark, it'll discolor. That's when you get this out. You want to show that, and you'll see, oh, there we go. It's a lot hotter on that connection than the other ones. And then that's when we shut everything down, go through all the connections, check to make sure everything's tight. I'm gonna start off with the incoming power. I'm gonna measure the voltage up there. All right.
Got your readings?
Yep.
So were they good?
Yes. 286. Very good. That's up top is the pump information, nameplate information, and then the actual voltage readings I did are below.
So down here, the voltage readings.
Yeah.
Of course, here.
Which is make sure we got the control voltage, which is around 120. This is at 121, which is good. That feeds the PLC, the low-level safeties. Okay, so what I'm doing here, if you split everything up into threes, this would be pump 1, pump 2, pump 3, and then you'd have these three would go to the drive. So I'm going to do 3 at a time here, where I go A to B, and make sure it's anywhere between 460 and 500. A to C, B to C, and that's good. These I don't have to write down, just as long as they're in good shape. PM pump is up here. It's pretty much these three on the right. They're 8 amp fuses because the PM pump only is going to draw like 5 amps, 4 to 5 amps. So this will be a to B, B to C, B to C, and then it's good readings. This black box on the left side is what's called a phase monitor. It's adjustable. I mean, you can adjust. Sometimes your incoming voltage is low consistently. You want to adjust it down a little lower. Most of the time we have it set. There's a little arrow on it pointing to 460. So it will monitor the voltage, and if there's any phase imbalances, a leg goes out, this light will go up. This is an older style. Has a red light. That indicates that it's good. Some of the newer styles, there's all different brands, different styles, but this brand has a newer version that has a green light, but it's good. But I'm just going to pull it out and check the door. So I pulled the phase monitor out just to prove, make sure that that it works, that the circuit works. That if something happened with the phase, the system fault light would come on. It would, and then hit the reset button. Light goes out. Okay. When I make the motors, we want to be safe. We don't want a motor coming on as we are messing with the wire, so we're going to turn off all the motors, turn off the system control. Be safe. All right, so what I normally do is, with our PM contracts, we're here 3 times. So it makes it easy. First visit, I'll go through all the wires real quick, and then I'll set my tester on one of the wires. First visit, I'll do the first, second wire, third wire. So as of right now, I just removed the third leg on each pump, and I'm going to do my test on that. But I'm going to run through real quick. They're hooked up, but there's a contactor here, so there's no voltage going through at all from this point down, so it's safe to just run through each leg real quick, just to make sure there's not one leg that's bad.
So what kind of reading is that you're getting?
Well, it's a below. If it's, I'd say a bad would be this. Now I'm touching ground. Would be 0, 0, 0. That means that it's very susceptible to a ground fault.
It's shorted out.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's possibly shorted. I've seen them already where they'll read 0, 0.1, and it'll still work. You know, at that point, that's when we can give the superintendent, hey, you know, you got something going to happen here soon. They can plan on, you know, making repairs. So. All right, now what I'll do is I'll go through each. Let's see, wire number 3 on the PM pump. What it does, it's like a 60-second test. It'll go for like 30 seconds, and then it'll start beeping, and then it'll go another. After it comes back on, it'll go another 15 seconds. Eventually, it'll be 60 seconds, and then I'll write that reading down. Right now, if it goes above 2,000, it's considered infinity. So, which is good. Good. Some people just write down the one reading at the end. I'll write down both.
So what's the importance for doing this megging on a PM for on all these pumps during your preventive maintenance?
It will give you some data. If it's not, like an immediate, hey, this is bad. What we do is on a PM is we'll take readings multiple times, 3 times a year, and if it's someplace we go over the years, many years, we'll have some readings for many years we can go back on. It's like, so like you were saying, from day one it read infinity. Now 10 years down the road it's not reading infinity anymore. But if it gets to where it's critical, where it's reading down near fault, we can sort of give a heads up. Hey, you're going to have, maybe they can plan it. If you're in an area where you winterize and the station's off for the winter, you can plan on servicing motors over the winter. And you're not like all of a sudden coming in one day and the thing crashed on you and now you're down a pump. A lot of times we'll get a call where this pump light is flashing on the door. Okay, and usually that means a pump isn't working. So it's a real easy, most of the time it's a real easy fix. I mean, it could be something more severe, but a lot of times, especially for a PM pump, now this is the contactor for the PM pump, below it is what's called an overload. And for who knows the factors, voltage drop, maybe there was a leak and the other pumps were off or something like that. But if this draws more amps, there's a setting on this where if it draws too much amps, it'll trip the overload. And all it is, sometimes it's just a fluke thing. And we'll just say, hey, just hit the reset, which is this blue button here. And that will, if it trips, this window here there'll be a yellow, it'll turn yellow instead of being, there's nothing there now. It'll trip, and then it will, there it's tripped. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I hit the reset button, it should work. Unless there's a more severe problem. If that's the case, then we'll have to come out and take a look at it. But a lot of times that's all it is.
Dirt Smart. Tips and techniques for irrigation technicians, helping you save time and money.